Hi, Sue here from Mystic Matters. Thank you very much for joining me today. I use the Mythic Tarot, which are based on Greek mythology. And if you've been drawn to watch this particular video, then this is what you need to know. Okay. Whoops. Okay, we're starting off here with there's new work here, and you could be looking at investing some money in a new business or in a project of some sort or some study, but you're wanting to do something new, like a new business of some sort, and you have to also be a bit flexible about it and not make it too carved in stone that it has to be a certain way, because what you do then is you block creativity, you block finance. So if you've achieved quite a lot in what you've been doing already, don't get too attached to how it's got to look, what kind of achievement, and try not to get the ego involved in it all. So you need to not get in your own way, basically, because you can self-sabotage if you get too tied up with how it has to be. It needs to be kind of more free-flowing. You've got the energy of imagination. You're ready to go in pursuit of a vision. You're not quite sure exactly where it's taking you, but you have got this energy and this kind of passion. So it's not like you don't have what it takes to move forward. But as I said, you can be a bit resistant if things aren't working quite the way you expect them to. Along with the imagination, you've also got to keep your head in a very well-balanced place. If there's contracts to be signed, for instance, if there's anything legal that is tied into this new project of yours, then you need to cross the T's, dot the I's, make sure it's all open and above board, and that you're covered. Anybody else that's involved is also covered, just for peace of mind's sake. And then you can let your imagination run wild, but you have to get the foundations sorted so everybody knows where they're at. So just keep your head and have people around you that are going to support you. The Emperor is about being quite direct and assertive, and this is asking you to be very clear about exactly what your plans are for this particular venture, or the particular course of study. What are you aiming to achieve from it? And it's important that you get it very clear in your head what the end goal is, because then you can talk with authority and say, okay, this is my direction, this is where I'm going. Walk with me if you like, but don't get in my way, because I'm going there anyway. And you can only be that assertive when it's absolutely clear in your own mind what your purpose is. This is about kind of falling into a feeling of fear and anxiety about the future. And it can be tied up with guilts about the past, things that have been done to you, or where there's resentments and grudges, or things you've done to others where you know that you've been less than, you haven't been as kind of blameless as you'd like to have been. The thing is with this is we sabotage ourselves with it. So we're going back to this case of being, holding on to things. So you could be holding on to grudges, for instance, or kind of memories of, I try something new and then, so and so kind of acted in a certain way and it didn't come to anything. And will this happen If I'm involved with people again, will this happen again? Excuse me. So we can get all tied up in our heads about what ifs, it happened before, what if it happens again? And the problem here is that when we are constantly looking over our shoulder at the past, we have no future because we're living in the past. So if this fence is to be mended and you're able to do that, do it. If not, forgive yourself, forgive the other person, just in your mind and in your heart, and then move on. Because you've got the opportunity of a lot of expansion. This can be to do with new location, so you move home, you move business, but this is really about expansion in your life. So your life will be much bigger than it currently is through this new project. So anyway, I'll do a quick recap here. You're wanting to start a new course of study, start a new business, maybe invest some money in a kind of progression of some sort in your life. But you can get a bit tied up to, well, I've done so well here and I'm kind of respected in my current position. And I don't really want to let go of that because, you're starting again as like an apprentice at something else. Then you haven't got the status and, and you have to build it all up again. And it might appear that I'm not as effective, or people might think I've kind of going on a downward turn. So other people's opinions could be getting involved with this. So I need to make sure that I close the book on this past era and I embrace the future, doing something different, kind of expanding and learning something new. Yes, I won't be perfect to start off with, but then who of us is? And it can grow into more. So as long as I don't shoot myself in the foot and self-sabotage by living in the past, then I've got the energy, the imagination, and I will be prepared to go with the flow, not knowing where it's going to take me. But isn't it exciting, there's new things? But I do have to keep kind of a handle. If I've got, things that I've got to, maybe bills to pay or contracts to sign, I need to make sure that the foundations of this are solid. And then I can really just let the imagination run riot and really create something wonderful. But I do need to be very clear about my direction and not just kind of just always fly by the seat of my pants. I've got to be very clear what my ultimate outcome is I'm planning, because then I can maybe draw people along who will come with me on the journey. And if I'm very clear about my direction, then the people that were going to get in my way, they won't bother, because they know that I'm not for turning. They either walk with me or they get out of my way. But I have got to forgive things of the past, things I've done, other people have done. I need to close that chapter, and I need not to let it take rent space in my head where I've got all this energy and this imagination, and I'm wasting that because I'm thinking about what so-and-so did, or what I did to so-and-so, or, and creating all these, what if it doesn't work, and etc. I've got all these negative things going on in my head, and it's taking my energy, it's draining me, and it means I'm living in the past, but not living in the positive times in the past, but living in the negative times in the past, and creating this miserable future because I'm focusing and drawing negative things to me. So I need to make sure that I close the door firmly on the past, and mend fences if I feel I need to apologize for something and I can do it, then do it, and then I can cross that off my list. And if I'm knowing I'm no longer in touch with that person, then I just need to send out an energetic apology. And then if there's somebody that has done something to me that I'm still holding a grudge or resentment, then I need to forgive them in my mind. I need to forgive them and thank them for the wisdom it brought them. Thank them for the lesson they gave you, without not saying, you know, forgiving them. Forgiveness is such a funny one, isn't it? You know, what right have we got to forgive or not forgive? But it's making it right in your head, so you can literally put it now in a box, close it, put it down to experience, and move on completely free. And if you can do that and not live in the past, then your life is going to expand. It's like you're breaking out of a small box into a bigger one, and then bigger one, and you know, you might move home, you might find a new business location, but it's this massive expansion of your life. And it all starts with you learning new things, starting new things, and not getting in your own way. And then the sky's the limit. So really good if you can just, you know, not self-sabotage. So anyway, I hope that's been of help, and hope to see you again. Thanks for joining me. Bye.